So I'm not seeing anybody today tracking me, following me around. Very surprising. They usually only give you a break on well, I guess it is Saturday too. So yeah, I usually get a little bit of a break on a Saturday and Sunday here and there, because they got their families, I'm assuming. If I do get anybody today, then I highly doubt it'll be anyone from yesterday. So I have to keep an eye out for new vehicles. Once they know that well, actually they probably do know, because if they corrupted the files, but they've corrupted files before, and I was able to get them up. There were a couple corrupted files that did upload, but the ones with their vehicles and their faces on it did not. So, I don't know. So they may not know for sure. They may not know for certain until they go back and watch these videos. Then they'll say, okay, he lost them. Corrupting those files was a success. And, you know, I think anyways, I don't know. I mean, I'm not there in the room with them. I'm just trying to be the fly on the wall. No trails yet today in the sky. So this trail here that I'm on right here, this is where the guy was loading up with the electric bike all the time. And I made some videos on this before and they got deleted. So I'm just since I'm just testing out this camera and figuring shit out anyways, I'll just show you again. So that trail there is where he sits and waits, and he hangs out here until he hears or sees me coming up this trail here. Or who the fuck knows, maybe he's got a little bat watch on or something, gives him my bat location. And then if I get up to this street up there, and I don't have one of them cross over one way and usually get back and forth, because usually I'll wait there for them anyways to see if they go back and forth. And it's very unusual that they're not here, and they're not here today, especially at certain times of day. And especially because I have my cell phones on and turned on, so I'm trackable right now. And when I do that, it's intentional. I want to see what the fuck are they going to do? What are they up to? How many of them are there? What companies are they working for? That kind of thing. That's all. Just so I have something to work with later. I mean, I can't help but to be pissed off about the videos from yesterday because it was all just so perfect. It was every time I turned around the corner and I had the camera right there on them. There was no effort on my part. Everywhere I went, they were there. There was no effort of me like going down a side street and wasting my time, and then going down a street that I normally wouldn't go down, or go in through a back way, or take a trail that I normally wouldn't take just to see if I'm right about, you know, them tracking me and who they might be. And then also to see them working in conjunction with each other also is a big deal. I like to see that because then it tells me who's helping who and who's working with who and who knows about each other. The only way I found that out in the beginning is when I seen them parked side by side talking to each other, and then I was like, oh shit, they're working together. So two different agencies working together. I got it. So no foot traffic on the trail. The dogs, they have their two dogs that are agents. These dogs, 4 dogs are agents. I don't know. I'm sure they treat them well. I'm sure they feed them good and treat them pretty good. They look healthy. Well, I won't make any false accusations regarding them, but it is pretty fucky that they're not putting them out here today. And I have been checking the side trails. I've been checking down some of these side trails too to see if I see anybody. Kind of like the kid that disappeared the other day. I didn't get him on video either. I didn't have any suspicions of him, and I didn't want to put him on camera if he was just an innocent bystander walking by, you know. And then once he walked by and I seen where he went, I was like, gosh, shit, I should have grabbed him. Should have grabbed his face. We had the white truck yesterday, we had this dark gray truck yesterday, we had the little red pickup, I believe it was early in the morning, we had the dark gray SUV several times, morning and afternoon, He must have been on a full shift yesterday, that guy. He looks like he's older, so I get the impression he's a supervisor or a manager of some kind. Captain, whatever they call them in their field. So, talking a little bit about Garden Homes crap, I guess, since got nothing else going on to talk about. These guys are not around today, so. Garden Homes, one of the people that's paying these agents to trail me, one of the company, that is. So he's got it out for me for whatever reason. I'm trying to figure out what the reason is. There's several reasons that I was told, but I don't know if I agree with them. I don't think they really know for sure. One story was because I had roommates without permission, but I had roommates living with me at an apartment that they were giving me, and they think that I was making money off my roommates. But I don't believe that's the case. I don't think that's really what they got. I think they were going to use that as one of the reasonings. But my roommates, very few of them gave me any money at all, and that money was towards groceries and shit like that. It wasn't towards rent anyway. I had different agreements with different roommates that I had. One of them was a nanny. Several of them were girlfriends. I'd say majority of them were girlfriends. There was, oh fuck man, back then I was trying to have babies. I wanted to find a woman and to have babies with. So I was dating a lot is my point. So I dated a bunch of women. Now when I was dating one of the girls, she got sick being in the apartment. Within 2 hours she had to leave. She was breaking out, all kinds of shit. Most of them got sick within days or weeks of being there, and they moved out anyway. And then one of the last girls, and I got to be careful about how I word everything too, but one of the last girls that was staying with me, she had 2 little girls herself. She had 2 kids, and I thought maybe it was going to be her that I was going to talk into, doing something with. And she said she never got sick, but she's sick with all these different ailments. But yet she just doesn't see how it could be related back to what I'm talking about. Talking about Metellus is very scary for people. People don't want to admit it. They rather go to the doctors. The doctor tells them they got, eczema, athlete's foot. They could tell them any medical bullshit story they want, and people go along with it. And they say, okay, and they give them some medication that does not get rid of the problem. It just subsides some symptoms. That's all it really does. It doesn't fix the problem. But then they keep going on. So, to be honest about it, I'm not really having that easy of a time finding anybody to get on the bandwagon of fuck you Garden Homes, or fuck you too Garden Homes. So now I started going towards the people that are still working there, that are still employed there. And it turns out that a lot of the properties were sold. A lot of the apartment buildings and shit like that. And he bought new apartment buildings. He built new apartment buildings. He sold off a lot of laundromats. So some of the people that I was going to call on to back me up on some of these other, I don't know what I call them. They're not accusations. They're facts. They're just factual. But he should not be allowed to get away with it. Not when he's fucking with me like this. When they're going to fuck with me like this, then they should have to answer for a bunch of shit that they do, because it's not just me. They fucked with a lot of people the way they're fucking with me. That's why I'm not so surprised by finding out that it was Garden Homes shit, because I watched him do this kind of stuff to a lot of people. for different reasons. Sometimes I didn't even know why. You know, why do you want to destroy a little old Jewish woman in your buildings? You know, she always paid her rent on time. She was a pain in the ass as far as calling in work orders all the time. And then never being satisfied. All right, well, you know, that just describes about 10% of all the tenants anyway. So why this particular old lady, pain in the ass, to destroy her, take all of her money away, fighting to pay lawyers to fight him, that kind of shit. See them do a lot of that kind of stuff. Or if you want to get rid of salaries without consequence of employees that have been with you for 20-something years or whatever, then you transfer them to another property, and then all of a sudden a property that you only know and a couple of your top staff know that you're selling that property in a year or two, you can lose somebody a high salary and then replace them with a $15 an hour salary. Or better yet, you can replace them with somebody for a $5 or $6 an hour salary because they'll work for nothing because they're already collecting welfare or unemployment, or they're collecting disability or some kind, or workers' comp. So that's what this guy used to do. That's what Garden Homes used to do. Now, I know they're still doing some of it. I know about a few of them that they're still doing that, but people aren't going to say nothing. They don't want to lose they don't want to lose anything. I hear someone crackling through the woods down there, but to say that it's one of my guys, who knows? It's funny, the fucking river's frozen solid. Watch me fall down the fucking... At least I'll be on the camera if I take a shitter. You know, times like this, when you're in the woods all alone, right? I'm all alone, and all of a sudden I got agents coming at me from two different directions, and I'm expecting to get takedown, right? I'm expecting them to take me down, throw me in the back of a fucking van or something, and then all of a sudden they walk away and they walk right past. It's weird. I'm looking around to see where that crackling was. It might have been on the other side of the river. That's why I said in earlier videos that I was doing, they were waiting for something bigger. They were trying to get me on something larger than what they have on me right now. What they have on me is not big enough to take me out for any amount of time. The attorney would be affordable even to somebody without money, that kind of thing. So, I don't know. I can't think of any other reason other than my YouTube channel that anybody would spend tens of thousands of dollars tracking me, surveilling me, harassing me, intimidating me. I can't see any other reason but the YouTube channels. And the problem with that is nobody looks at the YouTube channels. Nobody will believe it. Nobody will even believe me, okay? So right away they start giving the false conspiracy. I say mineral streets, they call them condensation trails. Someone else calls them geoengineering, like the United Nations calls it geoengineering. They don't even admit that it exists. That kind of thing. The United Nations tells us about geoengineering all the time. The military, the United States military tells us openly that what they're up to. But yet, you ask the 7.8 billion zombies that all look up and see these fucking trails all above their head by the tens of thousands a day, and they will not recognize them as any more than what their local newscaster told them it was, which is condensation trails. And then you have a few that'll believe the conspiracy nutjob websites and go along with them, which are provably false. And then the reason why they go along with them, though, of course, is for the propaganda of it, so that they can be called out as being nutso. And then the next person coming along hears the same story, says, well, I'm not going to say nothing because they'll just say that I'm crazy. Yeah, so I just wanted to make these couple videos while fucking around. I don't have a filter with me. Otherwise, I guess I could go with the water without a filter. It's not a big deal. When I remaster the video, I can get a filter. I really want to see if there's any voice, if you can hear me talking. I don't even know yet because I haven't tested this holding unit. Yeah, for some reason these water videos keep getting deleted too. They're not deleting, they're corrupting the files. But it's just funny that they're only corrupting certain files. And one of them was the water, because that's why I came back and did the water again the other day. And what I do, just quickly explain, you can go ahead and pause this video that you're watching, take your camera phone out of your pocket, hold it up the screen and use it as a viewing device to pick out the imagery in every direction. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, faces only. Looking at the true creator's work, then extract the triangular shapes everywhere. Those are the builders. You get to understand the builders that are all around us, building everything in this realm. Get to know the difference between the true creator's work and the false creator / creator's work. This is a good opportunity to do that when you're collecting the EMNC from the sky, the water, the brush, the leaves, the ground, human skin, whatever. Digitally collect the EMNC, look at it, understand it. You can all see it with our own eyes. We don't need anybody, you don't need any more superstitions, no more religions. And get rid of all that shit. What I'm showing you guys is the reality of it all. All other religions are proven false by what you can see with your own eyes. You don't have to believe in the imaginary. You don't have to use your imagination anymore. It's over. And I know that's scary for a lot of you. You're going to be afraid of that. Don't be. It's better. It's better. The technology is better. The way of life is better. The humanity is better. It's way fucking better. Especially when you can. Well, you know what the hardest part of, and no one can get away from my notice. Even this guy Graham. What's his name now? It's the last name. Hancock. So Graham Hancock. Great guy, the guy he's interviewing with, great guy. I'm going to still work on a series to him and stuff. But I got to say, they're connected with the Elon Musk space aliens. And then they're connected with a bunch of other space aliens. They all are space alien wannabes. And that's really too bad. That's really too bad. Because they got a majority of the situation right. Lex Friedman, I was mentioning his name in the last video that got deleted. So Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, all these fucking people, they're all involved in it. They're all in on it, you know. Maybe from different directions where they're not hanging out at each other's houses at the end of the day. But as a big show, propaganda, falsity, fakeness, right? So, you know, I'll mention again, we all know Trump's coming back in, right? He's going to be the savior of the world. He's going to be a world leader. And blah, 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 because he's the final trumpet and all that kind of shit. and the states are going to be divided up and all that kind of stuff. Everyone knows all that, right? Well, these guys do. The guy that I'm talking about, Hancock, Graham Hancock, he knows that shit. He understands that, but yet he can't not understand that they're all in on the space nonsense as well. That it's just another part of, so in other words, he understands that all the couple thousand other religions, he understands that they're all part of the propaganda and lies, but yet he does not understand that outer space bullshit is also part of the lies. So, you know, I don't know, fucked up. Let's see who this is coming through. And that's the way it kind of is with everybody, you know. You can maybe get along with someone for a couple minutes at a time, but everyone's so divided. We're going to find something that we're divided on, and that's going to be enough to split us, to say, okay, well, I don't agree. I believe in Jesus Christ, and that's it. And I'm not going to look at what you're showing me now, because you just told me that it doesn't have anything to do with Jesus Christ. Okay, well, maybe it does, just like it has just as much to do with Christ as it has to do with any other religion, the Matrix, or it's all a hologram, bullshit stories, that kind of thing. And just because it has likenesses to something, that's how they dumbed us down. That's how they did it. When I say dumbed us down, they smarted us up is what they did. They educated us. Gave us all the lies, and we're supposed to believe them no matter what. All right, I'll be back.